and welcome to my YouTube channel. First disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a dietitian. What I am is a 42-year-old husband and father of two with a very demanding corporate job that involves a lot of travel. So I get asked a lot of the time, how is it that I stay in shape and stay so active as a family with all the demands that I have in my life? So you'll see there's quite a few different ingredients here, but the reality is I use most of these ingredients for multiple meals. I'll take you through a few different scenarios where you can change things up and make things taste a little bit different, look a little bit different, but ultimately it's going to be the same core ingredients, mostly with Futurelife as a base. I use a lot of eggs, I use some protein shake, cream cheese, cottage cheese, honeys, basic whole foods. I get asked a lot of the time by people what it is that I eat because they think that healthy eating is only chicken and broccoli, or they don't know where to even begin. So I'm here to show you that it's not just about chicken and broccoli. You can enjoy yourself. Being such an active family, we don't often have lots and lots of time to sit and prepare meals. So over the years, I've come up with different solutions that we can do fast, nutritious meals that are very cost effective. I'm going to do the first one for you now that I do for my son pretty much every single night, and that's going to be pancakes. And it really is 2 or 3 ingredients as a starting base point. So if I'm in a real hurry, within 2 minutes or less, I can have these pancakes made up. So what I've done initially here, I've weighed out, I've got some Futurelife high protein. So I'm going to put the link in the bio below on all the nutritional values, and if you want at the end, if you want to stick around, I'm going to run through why I use most of these core ingredients and the product benefits of each of them. So for the pancakes, if you want to do just the baseline entry level, what you can do is I've measured out 40 grams of Futurelife, which is 1 serving. I'm just going to empty it out into here. Oh, one other thing, what I highly recommend is get yourself a scale. This thing was like 100, 130 bucks at Discount. It just enables you to make sure that your meals are consistent and you don't have this massive variability between meals. So back to the pancakes. So I've got my 40 grams of high protein Futurelife, and if I'm doing 1 serving for my son, I'll do 2 full eggs. If I'm doing these pancakes for myself, and I do them often, I'll probably bump that up to 60 to 80 grams of Futurelife, and I'll have 3 full eggs. And don't be scared of the yolks. I will probably do a series on, like a Mythbuster series, because despite what a lot of people are concerned about and worrying about egg yolks and cholesterol, it's not what you think it is. So you can just do eggs and Futurelife as is. I like to normally just thin it out a little bit more, so I'll probably just free pour probably about 50 mils of milk or so. And you guys need to play around with the consistency. My wife likes her pancakes extra thin. I like mine quite fluffy and cakey, and my kids like both. So you'll soon very quickly figure out what it is that you like and the consistency of the pancakes that you like. So what I do is I stick it into a NutriBullet. NutriBullet for me is one of the best things that I've ever bought, and I'll just pop it and blend it now. Okay, now that that's blended, what I do is I either use just normal spray and cook, or I use coconut oil. So for now, I'm just going to use a little bit of coconut oil. And get that pan nice and hot. If I am under time pressure, I will do just 1 straight big pancake like this, almost like an omelette. Like I said, if you're trying to do something healthy within 2 minutes or less and not give them just like a packet of knickknacks or something, eggs, Futurelife, a little bit of milk, and as soon as the frying pan gets hot, you can just pour it in. That, and then I turn it down to a medium heat. And what you'll see is, just let it sit and simmer. Eventually it will start to bubble at the top. And as soon as it starts to solidify, you know that it's ready to turn over. You can either just flip it straight over, or you can, if you want it even thicker, more like a cake type scenario, you could fold it almost like an omelette as well. It just depends on what your preference is.
A few moments later.
And now you can see that it's cooked all the way through. You just put it onto the plate just like that. And from here, you can either, what my son really enjoys is some medium fat smoked salmon cream cheese. I normally just put that on top there like that, and or just honey. So sometimes I'll put the cream cheese and the honey on top. Other times I'll just use just straight honey. And also a big favorite is, very big in this house, is cinnamon. And there we go. We've got a very nutritious, filling, well-balanced meal for the cost of 1 serving of Futurelife and 2 eggs. And so that's a very quick and easy way to make pancakes. If you want to spice things up a little bit or make things a little bit different, like I said, we make these every night. I do try to make different variations for the children. Here I've got the exact same 40 grams of Futurelife and 2 full eggs. And what I want to do is, if you want to make it even a little bit fluffier and more like cake, so it's more like my type of style, I'll add some baking powder. So I'll add a teaspoon of baking powder. Again, I'll add a little bit of milk. And blend it up. Okay, now that that's all blended up, I'm going to show you a few different variations of different types of pancake made. If you want to make it a little bit more fun and exciting for the kids, you can go get yourself some little shapes, but completely unnecessary. What I'm going to do here is put that in there, pour the mix in, and what I'm going to add here this time is some blueberries. I've just taken about 7 blueberries and I'm just going to drop them in and let them cook inside the pancakes. Now you'll see I do this a lot with other fruits as well. I do it in muffins and cupcakes that I'll take you through the recipe just now. And it's just a great way to add in some great antioxidants. I'll put the benefits of blueberries and strawberries in the description below, and you can decide what it is that you do or don't want to do and what fits your budget. Okay. While that's cooking along, the next thing I'll do is I've taken 3 strawberries, and this time I'm actually going to blend them back into the mix. That way it infuses a lot more. And you don't have the chunks of fruit. I know as a child I was very fussy. I didn't like any chunks in my food. It was very painful. So this way, if you want to get in some additional nutrients, and you can do this with banana, you can do this with apple puree, you can do this with pumpkin, butternut, whatever you want. You just put it in.
A few moments later.
There we go. Just as quick and easy, just with a few extra ingredients if you want to bolster the nutritional value. So a lot of people have been asking me about my cottage cheese French toast that I make. Now, it's part of my diet plan. Currently, I'm actually on quite a strict diet, and it's something that I have almost every single day. So I'm going to take you through the basics of it. So it's normal on my hard days, which I have one today. It's 4 slices of brown bread. You can use any brown bread. I happen to just use this brown rice bread. It's from a health shop, but normal brown bread is absolutely fine. 2 eggs, fat-free cottage cheese, and I'm going to show you my secret ingredient that I add at the end. Just add my 4 pieces of bread into a pan like this. I often do this the night before, because I normally have this in the morning, and let it soak overnight so it's completely absorbed into it. So normally with my 4 pieces of brown bread, I have 2 full eggs, and I'll free pour about 30 to 50 mils of almond milk if I'm watching my calories like I am at the moment. But for the most part, I have full cream milk. There's lots of benefits to having full cream milk. Don't stay away from it. I'll add that onto that myth busting series that I do in one of my later videos. What you can do as well, which I often incorporate into a lot of my food, is vanilla essence. It gives it a nice flavor and bolsters pretty much most of my meals. So I'm just going to free pour this over the 4 slices and make sure that it's completely covered and let that soak up a bit. Okay, while we let the bread soak up the egg, I'm going to show you what I do for the topping. So I'll have some fat-free cottage cheese, and I'll have 120 grams. So on the scale, now that I have my 120 grams of cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, I'm going to tell you about the thing called P2B. Now, normally I'm a huge peanut butter fan. We have tons of yum yum at home, but when I'm on a diet like I am at the moment, this really helps because it's 90% less fat. So it does help with that satiating feeling of the fats when it's being pulled out my diet. But for the most part, I have normal peanut butter. So what I'll do is I'll just get 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to mix it all in. Get to a nice, almost like an icing paste. If you want it a little bit runnier, you feel free to add a little bit of milk in. I do sometimes. And sometimes I'll throw in a couple of blueberries as well, like I did in the pancakes. Just 7 or 8 little blueberries. The additional calories is almost 0, but the benefits and the health benefits from blueberries are amazing. Once you've got it all mixed up, I like to make mine a little bit sweet. So normally I'll just use honey, but if I'm on a diet like I am now and I'm watching how many calories I'm having, there are these drops you can get from most health shops, including Discount. I think these are like 40 Rand. There's caramel and this is condensed milk. They have lots of different flavors, nut flavors, coffee flavors. I'll either do that or I'll just use a normal sweetener. So my brand of choice is Salati. And what I'll do is I'll just take a couple sticks and add it in. Now that that's in, I'll just sort of mix it up. And also what I'll do is I'll add some salt into this to give it that real peanut butter salty sensation. Okay, now that I'm ready to cook my French toast, what I'm going to do is just use some spray and cook. Get a nice coating there. And put it on. Going to flip these over, make sure that they have absorbed as much of the ingredients as possible. Like I said, that's why I normally like to leave it overnight, because in the morning this bowl is bone dry.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now I've done my French toast, put them on the plate on top of each other like that. I get my mixture and I just pour it on top. Add a little bit of cinnamon. And there you go. There's my fat-free cottage cheese French toast. And it's one of my favorite meals.